Hey folks, this is Corey Babka from the Marks Group, just doing our Salesforce tips and tricks webinar. I apologize for those that had signed up for the 11:30 time slot. Something did come up and I had to push this to 1 o'clock, but I'm recording it either way, and we'll send this out to those that did sign up so they could get the recording if they missed things. Okay, so here we are. This is Salesforce tips and tricks, and this is actually based on our blog page, which is blog.marksgroup.net. And actually what we do is this is a monthly series that we do a month after the last month's tips. So these tips were submitted at the end of September, early October, and this is the webinar going over those 3 tips. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm only going to be able to show you 2 of the 3 tips today. The last 2 are related to each other. So, hopefully we'll bring some clarity to the new duplication rules that are out there with Salesforce, but that's what we're going to focus on today. The first tip is actually deactivating a trigger. Those that are developers that understand what the triggers are. I personally, I'm a certified administrator in Salesforce. I am not a developer, but I know that there's things like the Apex test classes, you invoke the trigger, there's sandboxes. My developer that does a lot of this work has written this one here, and she had just talked about inactivating or deactivating the trigger and how to do it. If you have any questions on that, please, you can just write me directly, and I'll get you to her. And my email is Corey, C-O-R-E-Y, @marksgroup.net. Okay, moving on to our other tip. What I want to focus on, there's 2 other tips. There's duplicate management with standard matching rules and duplicate management with custom matching rules. And what these are is it's just a matter of being able to look at Salesforce and make sure that we're not duplicating things. We're going to go into this a little bit. So what I want to do first is I'm going to go to Setup. I'm going to then go to Data.com administration, which I always lose where it is. There it is, right at the top. Data.com administration. I'm going to ignore these for right now. And then what I have is my duplicate management here. Okay, now I open this triangle up. I have matching rules, duplicate rules, the record sets, all sorts of stuff here. We're going to look at the matching rules. Okay, and in here you have standard matching rules, contact, standard lead. Okay, and basically these are inactive right now, but if I want to look at these, they'll actually tell me what it is. And this is just essentially a blowout page to another Salesforce help text that talks about the different matching rules that they use and what we're doing here. So it's more like the standard one is the account name and the billing street or the city or the zip or the phone, that they match exactly. Okay, so account name, matching, doesn't match, removes words, Inc. and Corp. So there's a lot going on there that's actually helpful. Okay, and that's fine. But if we wanted to do this, what we do is we just activate it, okay, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to activate the standard rule, okay, just by clicking that to activate it. And now eventually it will send me an email and say you're all activated and all that. If we were to reload this, it's probably going to be active already. It's pretty quick at this, right? All right, now we have to go to our duplicate rules. Now the duplicate rules are, if we do again, duplicate rules under data.com and all that. Here's our duplicate rules. This is what we do here. So we're actually going to, we're going to add a new rule. Okay, right now I have lead, email, duplicate contact. We're going to do a new rule on account. You see that there's all the other standard things that we can use. I'm just going to do it on the account. Okay, and it's just going to be standard account match. What I'm going to call it. Okay. We're going to do it either on edit or create, whatever we want to do. Usually it's on edit, but we could do this at the same time and just do edit and create if we want. And what is the rule that we're going to use? Well, the rule is going to be just the standard matching rule. Now, others you can do, create a new one, but we're just going to do the standard one. Okay. And then we just say save. Okay. So now that that is, and then I have to activate it. Okay, so now once we've activated it, okay, all going well there. I'm going to go to a new page over here, And I'm going to just say, let's do a new account. So I've got, for instance, IIT. I'm going to create a new IIT and say save. I should get a failure. I wonder why I did not. So I'm going to delete this one. I should, because I should get a duplicate account record is created, right? So maybe I'll just do it this way. So if I just do a new one, let's try it this way instead. That shortcut may not work. I'm going to do Mozart Rents. Okay, I'm just going to do save this way, and then that didn't work. Okay, so why is it not working? So here it is. You create a duplicate record. We're recognizing new blah blah blah. It's Matt. Maybe this is where we're wrong. See, we have to fill in, and this is what I don't like about it. This is where it shows me what my mappings are, and the reason why I'm not getting the failure is because I'm only doing account name. City is not matching, right? Like none of these are matching because I don't have anything filled in, okay? So what I really need to do is this. I'm going to go back to my accounts. I'm going to delete Mozart Rents. We're going to go look at Mozart Rents, which is in Pittsburgh, okay? We're going to say Pittsburgh. I'm going to actually copy this address. I'll show you what happens here. We're going to do a new account. Our address is right here. Oops. Pennsylvania, and I should say save here. There we go. Good. So now we've got this failure, and the reason why is because the red fields are actually what it's looking for. So because I only had the one, it wasn't allowing me to do any more. But you can say here, you're creating a duplicate record. We recommend you use an existing instead. Okay. So I can do save new, ignore the alert. I can save it, ignore it, or I can just do cancel. And in this case, I'm just going to do cancel. Okay. So that is our standard matching rules. And as you can see, the matching rules are fairly full, right? So we may want to make another rule that is just straight out name, okay? And that's what we're going to do here instead. We're going to go back to our duplicate rules. We're going to go to our matching rules. And I'm going to do a new rule that's called on the account object. Okay. And I'm going to do account match name only. Okay. And the field is going to be account name as an exact match. See this here where it says match blank fields? That's what we could have used in the others as well. And I say save. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to activate this. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to my duplicate rules, and I'm going to do my new rule here on the account. Okay. I do want to edit, and I'm going to report that as well. So the edit means that, you know, maybe someone changes the account name to something else after it's already been created. Well, what we want to do is we want to have that flag out, right? So here I'm going to do this here, and I'm going to say that the we're going to use this rule here, this account match name only. And then we can say, now there's other conditions that we can do that you don't have to do, but these are other options that you may do. Nothing off the top of my head right now, but maybe where account name match, but the state, you know, is, I don't know, not empty, or maybe the owner's different, or it's a vendor. Maybe we want to have different things, you know, it's just, but I would do it, we would do it in the matching. This one right now, I'm not really sure when I would want this to fire, or why I'd want to hesitate on that. So I say save here. Now I can activate that, same as we did with the previous tip. Now if I go to my account page again, and I just do a flat out Mozart Rents, no city, no nothing, and say save, I should get that message. Okay. Now, some fun things that you can do instead, if I go to my, here's the mapping that just shows my account name, that's fine, right? But I can also do this here. I can edit this and I can change the alert text, right? Say, hey there. Check the name, please, as this one already exists. We save it. Go back here, do this again. Do a new one. Do IIT. Save it. Get the hey, check the name. That's my message. So you can do whatever you want here. You can customize that. It could be that you do things like please verify that this account is actually a true new account, blah, 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 blah. Because they can always do save and, save and ignore the alert, and then it will save it, and it will create the separate account. Okay? And that's the duplicate checking. Now, something that we don't include in the tips, but things that you can do, is we could do matching rules as well, where this is what I've done. I've done it where I look at the lead, and if I look at the, let's see here, if I go back, I want to look at this, I want to look at the duplicate rules. See, if I look at lead email check, right, this one right here, that's my matching, sorry. Lead email check, and I look at this. If I look at the mapping, it will say contact email and lead email. That's what I'm actually comparing against. And so you can cross, you have to play with this a little bit to get to work, but I can cross duplicate check so that if I enter a new lead and that email address exists in the contact table as an email address in the contacts, it will not create a new lead. That's important because that is not an out-of-the-box functionality that you need to have. So if someone's doing a new lead, the email address is already there. We need to cross-object duplicate check, and that's what you'd be doing in this case. Okay? And so that is just a little bit more focus on the duplicate checking. I've done a lot about this in the recent months because I've also in our What's New webinar, What's New with Salesforce, I do this one too. I go over the duplicate checking, the notes. Now our new Lightning interface is pretty much taken over. But in the duplicate checking in the past, I've done a lot with this because I think it's a fairly late to the game. There are other people, other add-ons, like Cloudingo is what I was using that was managing my duplicate check-in, but now it's a kind of a standard thing that's out there, and it works really well. So I hope this helps clarify things from the tips area, and we will talk to you soon. If there's anything else you'd like to go over in the future, feel free to drop me an email, Corey@marksgroup.net, Corey@marksgroup, marksgroup.net. That's my email address. Feel free to contact me on that if there's anything that you'd like to touch on. Tips in the future, we're always welcoming new questions, new advice, things to go over, the confusing areas of Salesforce. Always looking forward to that. So at this point, have a good day. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk with you soon. Thank you.